Tennis players are faster than you think. In this video, I'm going to break down one of Carlos's sprints and figure out just how fast he actually is. For reference, I'm going to be using the 40-yard dash from the NFL Combines. So what I did was, I ran the 40-yard dash myself, because I also want to show that a tennis pro sprinting against an amateur player like myself, there is still a world of a difference. In my previous video, I was calculating the frames from contact point to contact point, and I'm doing the same thing for the start of the sprint and the end of the sprint. When we were out in the field, just using our phones to calculate the time, I actually ran faster. But when I came back and calculated footage, I was actually slower, because, you know, human error, just trying to tap a phone, watching someone at a start and stop line. So this is close, but not the same as, you know, $3 million pieces of equipment. Probably. I don't know. What do you think, Kat?
I'm as accurate as $1 million piece of equipment. Thank you very much.
All right, back to the NFL Combine. According to Google, the average 40-yard time for men is about 5.6 seconds. The average NFL time is about 4.7 seconds. Now, faster times are obviously 4.5s, 4.4s, and 4.3s. That's really fast, by the way. So for me, I was hoping to just get anything under 5.
Yeah.
I also ran a few attempts with a tennis racket because Carlos ran his sprint with a tennis racket in hand, so might as well calculate that time too. Overall, I was pretty happy with my 40-yard dash time because I've not done sprints in forever. So here are the clips back to back of me running an amateur tennis player against Carlos, a pro player. So he's on the far corner over there when he starts sprinting, and he runs all the way to the doubles alley and gets the ball for a winner. Carlos is also on a clay court, so that's why he has that massive slide there at the end. For me, I am on a concrete court, and these courts are absolute shit. I would not recommend playing on one of these courts. They hurt your shins like no other. Here's where things get interesting. For tennis court dimensions, there's a difference between club and recreational courts and pro courts. For a recreational club court, it is 18 feet from the baseline to the backstop. But for a pro court, it is 21 feet from the baseline to the backstop. There is a 3-foot difference from the court I was on to the court Carlos was on. So for my court, it was about 58 feet from the doubles alley all the way back to the far corner. For Carlos, it's about 61 feet from the doubles alley to the far corner. So I ran mine in about 2.87, but that is a shorter distance than what Carlos ran. And he ran his in 2.3 seconds. Do you know how fast that is? So we did a little math on this, and if we take the 61 feet that Carlos runs over the 2.3 seconds that he ran it in, that equals about 26.52 feet in 1 second. If you take a 40-yard dash, which is 120 feet, and you divide that by his 26.52 feet a second, that equals 4.53 seconds. So theoretically, Carlos can run a 4.5 40-yard dash. That's pretty fast. And he's running on a clay court with no cleats on, and he has a tennis racket in his hand. Just imagine if he was able to get on turf with cleats, and like his primary goal is just to sprint with no tennis racket, not chasing the ball, not nothing. I think he could run a 4.5 dash. I'm pretty sure he could. Anyway, this is all just hypothetical. We don't know for sure if Carlos can run a 4.5 40-yard dash, but I like to think he can. I also just like to illustrate the kind of skill and talent and work ethic that these tennis pros have to get to the level that they're at. So the idea of an amateur like me holding my own against someone like Carlos is like 0 to none. But I also don't want these videos to discourage anyone from trying tennis or going out for tennis, because there's a whole world of amateur players like myself where we can play a lot of fun tennis at our high level, and it's a lot of fun. Like, I wouldn't be making these videos if I didn't like tennis. On TV, it's really hard to discern how fast these players are running or hitting the ball, or just like their intensity of play, unless you're there in person. Ask anyone that's been to some pro matches at ground level. They'll tell you like the sound coming off their rackets and the speed of the ball and how fast they're running. Like it's a whole nother level. So anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate the support. And yeah, catch you guys next time.